We're here to really dig into the material you've shared and pull out the practical wisdom. Today, it's all about everyday habits. Seems simple, right? But there's real power there, our mission, to figure out why these small, consistent things you do can actually lead to a, well, happier, more organized, more fulfilling life.
Yeah, and what's really interesting today is where this wisdom comes from. We're not looking at, dense academic papers. It's real stories, simple advice from everyone. People just sharing what works. It's very relatable, very actionable stuff, hiding in plain sight, really.
That's what gets me. We always hear small steps matter. But what did our sources really show about how these tiny routines day after day make such a big difference? Is it magic or something else?
Not quite magic. Maybe more like compound interest for your effort. A
Yeah.
core idea that kept popping up was age doesn't matter. What matters is doing a little bit every day. Think about Daniel's kids. They saw this 82-year-old man walking 2 kilometers every morning, and they were just floored. They thought you had to be young for that kind of thing. But his habit, that daily walk, it showed that consistency, not just being young or strong to begin with, builds real lasting strength.
Right, that relentless consistency. It's the engine behind effective routines, isn't it? Like Olivia's morning, wakes at 6.0, drinks water, stretches for 10 minutes, then breakfast with her husband David, planning the day. It's not just about feeling ready. She's actually kind of anchored her whole day before it gets going.
Exactly. Anchored is a good word. And it's funny, sometimes these small habits feel, less dramatic than some big resolution, but they often stick better. They become these little cognitive anchors. Michael grabbing those early hours for a walk and finding quiet time to read and plan, or James using his 30-minute walk after work to, decompress. These choices, made over and over, they add up. They almost pave a path in your brain, making things easier without you even thinking too hard about it. Less decision fatigue.
Okay, so these actions build momentum. How does that translate into taking care of ourselves, mind and body? What did the sources say about that link between habits and just feeling well?
That's a big one. It often comes down to how we think about self-care. Take Mrs. Fatima's advice on sleep. She sees it as an investment, not lost time. Go to bed early. Feel better. Simple. And the speaker who tried it found their focus improved a lot. It sort of pushes back against that whole hustle till you drop idea. Sleep is actually high-performance fuel. Clears your head. Resets emotions. Then there's Mark, the teacher. He doesn't just wait for stress to hit him. He's proactive. Breathing exercises, talking to his wife Sarah, planning his work, but also scheduling downtime. It's like building up stress resilience ahead of time.
And beyond rest and managing stress, food came up a lot too. Simple choices about what we eat. What struck you there?
It wasn't just eat your veggies. It was more about the immediate feeling. John cooking fresh stuff at home, grilled chicken, vegetables, drinking water. He emphasized how much better he felt physically. It's not about dieting. It's about fueling yourself properly, feeling good. And Emma getting her kids into fruits and veggies daily. That's not just about nutrients today. It's about building a taste for healthy food for life, setting them up.
Makes sense. So connecting that to the bigger picture, well-being obviously includes our emotions too. What habits did the sources point to for nurturing our inner world?
This was fascinating. It was all about cultivating things internally. Grace's thankful journal, for example.
Well,
Writing 3 good things daily. Sounds small, right? But it's actually like rewiring your brain to notice the positive, cognitive reframing. Her friend Claire tried it and felt lighter. That tells you something, doesn't it? And Sophie, who lost her job. Instead of despair, she saw it as a chance to start fresh. Immediately started learning new skills online. That's more than just being optimistic. It's serious resilience, adapting. Even Sarah drinking chamomile tea. It's a little ritual. Signals calm, prepares for sleep. A mindful way to end the day.
that's really insightful. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Beyond taking care of ourselves, how do habits help build connections with others? Strong relationships were definitely another theme.
Yeah, and what really jumped out was how tiny acts can have these big ripple effects. The speaker helping Margaret with her groceries, it wasn't just helping, it created a chain of good feelings. Like putting positivity into a shared emotional bank account, Peter at the post office, just using kind words, helping Laura with heavy boxes. Tiny interactions, but they build trust in a community. Susan visiting the elderly, she wasn't just giving her time, she was learning so much from their stories. It's reciprocal. And that group building the kids' reading room, John's comment, teamwork makes big jobs feel easier, really nails it. Shared purpose strengthens bonds. Even Rachel finding joy in connection, caring for her dog, Max, it shows that deep need we have to connect and care for something.
And layered onto those acts of kindness is communication. Honesty, too. The sources seem to say trust isn't about being perfect. It's often about being, well, vulnerable enough to be honest.
Absolutely. That story about Yusuf, the 10-year-old boy, he broke a glass, told the truth. And his mother wasn't just not angry, she was proud. It deepened her trust in him. That's counterintuitive for a lot of us, maybe. We try to hide mistakes. But admitting them, like the speaker telling their team leader Anna about a delayed order, it felt risky, but strengthened the relationship. Think about Lisa in customer service. Speaking slowly, clearly, asking questions, really listening. That's not just politeness. It's actively working to understand and connect. Or Laura and Mark sharing their days, their worries, their plans every evening. That's consistent investment in understanding each other, building real partnership.
Which brings us right into the family circle. How do these habits build strong foundations at home? What insights came through there?
It seems to be about being intentional and sharing the load. James helping his wife Laura with her soap business, the photos, the website. It's not just practical help, it's boosting her confidence, showing he's truly invested. Omar and his wife dividing chores. It made cooking fun, brought them closer. Chores became bonding time. Karen giving her kids, Jack and Lily, small jobs around the house. That's teaching responsibility, building their confidence early on. Deliberate parenting. Michael helping his shy daughter Emily practice speaking by asking her to teach him things. So clever. Creates a safe space. And Emma just consistently using please and thank you. It sounds basic, but it's the bedrock. Creates respect, makes daily life smoother.
We've covered a lot of ground, but one area that really resonated, for me anyway, was this focus on lifelong learning and growth. What was compelling there, especially about taking on new challenges?
Oh, definitely. It's this idea that growth happens through mistakes, not by avoiding them. Mr. Alley, the carpenter, taking a bookshelf job he didn't know how to do, and his realization, that was the moment I realized I could do anything if I don't give up. That's huge. It's pure growth mindset, accepting the struggle as part of it. Amina, learning to sew. Making mistakes, fixing them, trying again, finally making something beautiful. That's deliberate practice in action. Elizabeth taking that first aid class, then actually using it to help a neighbor's kid. It's not just knowledge, it's the empowerment that comes with applying it. Helen, improving her English just 10 minutes a day with her husband. Small steps, consistently, leading to real confidence over time. And Paul, simply listening carefully to older folks' advice, learning from their experience to avoid mistakes. Smart.
So this idea of learning from mistakes, it keeps coming up. Not seeing them as failures, but as data points almost.
Exactly. Feedback loops, not dead ends. Ben losing his school project because he forgot to save. Painful lesson, sure. But now he saves every 10 minutes. He learned. Emma failing her driving test twice. But she didn't quit. She kept at it, past the third time. That's resilience, adjusting, trying again. Anna sending that email with errors. She owned up, apologized, and created a system to double-check her work. These aren't just stories. They show how you turn a setback into a better process. The discomfort actually leads to improvement.
Okay, so learning, growing, it often feels easier when you have a clear goal, right? A sense of purpose. How do the sources connect motivation to goals?
Very clearly. Jack, the engineering student, kept going by remembering why he was doing it to support his family. That big goal fueled the daily grind. And he used small rewards, too. Smart, kept himself going. And Mr. Peter, the gardener, waiting patiently for his tomatoes, his thought, the wait makes the harvest special. That's a beautiful way to think about delayed gratification. Results don't always happen instantly. You have to trust the process, even when you can't see the growth yet.
And part of that learning journey, often overlooked, is just reading and sharing what you learn. How did that show up?
Yeah, it's about multiplying knowledge. Alice reading with her son James every night. It helped his schoolwork, sure. But it also built a love of reading, a gift for life. Emily teaching English to kids in her neighborhood, she had that light bulb moment. When I help others, I also learn more. Teaching really cements your own understanding. And Paul reading the news daily, it's not just staying informed, it's actively learning new words, thinking critically, making learning a daily habit.
It's interesting how these self-improvement habits kind of merge into just practical ways to make life run better. Let's talk about those habits for organization, reducing that daily friction. Because feeling overwhelmed makes everything harder.
Definitely. And it often starts with managing time and money, two big stress points for many people. Emma, the mom with 2 kids, used a simple notebook, planned just 3 main tasks a day. Importantly, she included rest and play. It wasn't just a to-do list. It was about balance, managing her mental load. Mr. George, saving a little bit every month. That meant fixing his washing machine wasn't a crisis. No stress, no loans. Kevin does something similar. Separate account for savings. It's financial resilience. Building a safety net. James using a timer, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. That tackles procrastination head on. increases focus, breaks make you more productive counterintuitively. And Kevin making a shopping list looking for sales. Simple, but it stops impulse buys. Saves money. It's a strategy.
And that organization goes beyond schedules and budgets, right? What about just organizing our space, our stuff? Does that really make a difference mentally?
It seems to. It's about clearing out the clutter, physically and mentally. Laura cleaning her workspace daily. She said it herself. When my desk is clean, I think better and work faster. Lisa does it too. Clean desk, organized computer folders. It reduces distraction, frees up brain power for the actual work. And Olivia using a diary to process thoughts and a planner for appointments. That's bringing order to the internal world too. Reflection and planning. These systems, even simple ones, create mental space.
And pulling back one last time, these practical habits can even reflect our bigger values, our connection to community and the environment.
Absolutely. Thomas choosing a job near his parents for a slower pace. That shows career decisions aren't just about money or title. Quality of life matters. It's intentional living. Andrew gardening, recycling, turning off lights. These aren't huge sacrifices. They're small, daily acts of respect for nature, for the environment. They show stewardship. Remind us our habits have consequences beyond just ourselves.
Wow. Okay. That was quite the journey through the power of, well, seemingly simple habits. We've touched on everything from deep personal growth and resilience down to just keeping your desk tidy. But the common thread, I think, is that none of this is about massive dramatic change overnight. It's about small, consistent choices. Day after day, that's what adds up.
Exactly. And maybe that leaves us with a thought to chew on. What if finding a happier, more fulfilling life isn't about some single big answer? What if instead it's about stringing together thousands of tiny, deliberate acts? Acts of kindness, self-care, learning, curiosity, just one day at a time. So maybe think about today's deep dive. Which small habit really clicked for you? Maybe Olivia's morning routine, bit his Fatima on sleep, admitting a mistake. Just pick one. How might that single choice start to ripple outwards in your own life?